What up, people? It's your boy, Mr. Noland. Man, I had a great idea driving to school this morning. This has been a great morning. I was like, wow. I have decided I'm actually going to teach my kids how to make waffles. Yes! Waffles! I love waffles! And then I kept driving and I realized I actually can't teach my kids how to make waffles because of two things. One, I don't have the ingredients to make the waffles. And number two, I don't know how to cook. So I can't teach you how to make waffles. So instead, we're all going to go on a diet plan, and I'm going to teach you how to do math. Yay! All right. So today we're going to be talking about input-output tables. If this screen would finally show up. There it is. Input-output tables. Now the good thing about this is we're going to do some cross-curricular. We're going to be doing some drawing today. So all my artist people, you get to draw just like me. But I'm going to let you know in advance, you can't be jealous of my work because my work is always the best. So the first thing I want you to do is we're going to draw ourselves a little gumball machine. So I'm going to give you about 45 seconds. Yes, 45 seconds, and that is it. Draw a nice gumball machine. Wow, that's amazing, isn't it? You should be jealous already. Alright, well there's my gumball machine. Woo! And the second thing I want you to draw, because we're going to do two different drawings, and I'm going to have a nice visual of what we're doing today. We're going to draw ourselves a car wash right below that. Because we're going to the car washer. So here's my nice little car. Of course, it needs a steering wheel, someone in there driving. Here's my nice little car wash. And then here's the car when it's all done. It's all nice and sparkly. Okay, so y'all are like, what does a gumball machine and a car wash have to do with input-output tables? Well, it's easy. There's three things that go on in an input-output table. For example, right here, the gumball machine. You have to input a quarter, so that's your input. Then you turn that little knob. When you turn that little knob, guess what? There's that little thing called the process, or I call it the work. It's the same thing. And that's when the gumball starts making its way all the way down. So that's the process or the work. And then finally you get the output, which is your gumball. Or the output is also known as your result. It's the same thing. What about the car wash? Well, you start with a dirty car. You input it into the car wash. So that's the input. The work or the process is the car wash cleaning the car. That's the process. The output or the result is you got a nice shiny looking car. So that's all we're doing. We're going to have an input, a process, also known as the work, and then the output, which is your result. Not too bad. Let's see what a couple of examples look like. So let's say we have this. Now make sure you're copying this down with me, please. So this is going to be input. Do y'all know what variable goes with your input? Your input is always your X. Then you're going to have the process, but I also like calling it the work. It's the same thing. And then you're going to have your output. And that's going to be your result. That's your Y value. So now we're getting two different variables. Yes. So let's say we have the process or the expression, well, not expression, the equation of 2x plus 3. I'm going to start with the difficult one. Okay? And let's say my input numbers are going to be 0, 2, 4, and 5. Okay, I'm going to leave this one blank. I'm just going to go and cross this one out. Don't really need it, and I don't really need this one. Okay, now the way you read this is 2 times some unknown number plus 3, and that'll give you your output. Okay? Well, notice we have an X here, and these are all of my X values. So I'm going to input my X values wherever I see an X. So this first one, 2, do you see any parentheses here? No, you don't. But what I like teaching my kids is putting parentheses there, because this 2 is attached to the letter, which means they're multiplying. So instead of an X, my first X value is a 0. Now we have to do the process or the work. What is 2 times 0? 0. Great. What's 0 plus 3? 3. Well, very good. You now have your output. That's your result. Done. Let's look at this next one. Now my X value is now a 2. So plug that in wherever you see an X. What is 2 times 2? 4. Well, very good. What's 4 plus 3? 7. Again, you're done. Look how easy that was. What about a 4? Let's plug in a 4 for X now. What's 2 times 4? Oh, that's 8. Well, that's great. What's 8 plus 3? 11. Look at this. This is amazing. Look how easy it is. Now we have a 5. What is 2 times 5? 10. Well, very good. What's 10 plus 3? 13. Done. You're inputting wherever you have your X. You're doing the process, which is the work. You're getting an output, which is your result. Done. Let's try another one. Again, I'm going to label this just like we had earlier. This is my input. Your input goes with what variable? Good. It is your X. Then you have your process in the middle. It's also known as your work. This is the work you have to do. And then you have your output, which is what variable? Good. That's your Y. It's also known as your results. It is your results here. So let's say this time my process is going to be X take away 6. So X minus 6. And let's say this time, I'm going to throw in some pretty tough numbers. Let's say negative 3, negative 1, 2, and then 6. How did I get these numbers? Guys, I just made these numbers up. I just made them up. It's okay. All right. So we have our input. Let's put our inputs wherever we see an X. Again, I like to use parentheses because I'm inputting something. If you don't want to put the parentheses here, you do not have to. Is there any multiplying here? Look at your process. Is anything multiplying here? No. All you're doing is taking your X value and taking 6 away from it. So let's think of this. -3 and you take away 6 more. Well, let's use it in terms of money. You owe me $3 and you borrow another 6. Well, doesn't that mean you now owe me $9? Now guys, you have to remember your rules for integers. Remember, you have your rules for adding and subtracting, and then your rules for multiplying and dividing. Here we are adding and subtracting. Are the signs the same? Well, yes, they are. So we kept the sign, and we added the numbers. Again, we're going back to the beginning of the school year here. So everything we did at the beginning of the school year is now being brought right back up here at the end of the school year. All right. Let's look at the next one. My next X value is a -1. -1 take away 6. Again, are the signs the same? Well, yes, they are. Keep the sign, add the numbers. Now you got your result. All right, this next one. Are the signs the same here? Well, no, they're not. So what do you have more of now? Positives or negatives? Well, in this case, we have more negatives. So the answer is negative. And since the signs are different, you have to subtract the numbers. So 6 take away 2 would be 4. And now this last one. Guys, what's 6 take away 6? Well, that's just 0. Boom. Look how easy this is with the input-output tables. Alright, guys. I hope this video helps you out. Good job with your artwork. And I will catch y'all on the flip side, guys. Have a good one. Bye.